The systematic collection of magical affinities that defines your progression is not merely a mechanical advantage to be hoarded, but a profound curriculum demanding you unlearn the extraction mindset that governed your previous existence. And true mastery requires not optimizing builds for endless domination, but integrating the weight of each borrowed power until cultivation becomes an act of ecological stewardship rather than solitary conquest. In the Affinity Collector 2, Jonathan Brooks transforms the Isekai LitRPG trope into profound exploration of symbiotic sovereignty and post-isekai healing, proving liberation isn't found in breaking level caps. It's forged in honoring the living world beneath the interface, when every system demands you remain consumer. From mana hum and root song narration, listeners enter worlds where collection is syntax and presence is the only unbreakable bond, perfect for fans of emotionally intelligent isekai fiction where male vulnerability defies genre expectations. When Affinity Collector Kalen Vance unlocks a rare elemental bond during a catastrophic dungeon collapse, he expects tactical advantage, not to discover the Affinity's sentience mirrors the exact isolation he endured beneath years of performative optimization. And fellow survivor Alara Thorne's quiet refusal to treat him as weapon creates space for connection, defying collector-prey hierarchy. Navigating sentient ecosystems and buried attractions, Kalen realizes this advancement isn't about accumulation, but recalibration, with Brooks avoiding reducing Kalen to flawless optimizer or Alara to dependent follower, instead crafting radical reciprocity within constraint, where trust is earned through honoring boundaries even as danger blurs them. And audiobook narration amplifies this alchemy by capturing Kalen's disciplined focus fracturing into clarity and Alara's guarded intensity revealing warmth beneath vigilance, making listeners feel seismic shifts of souls learning some powers can only be wielded when you stop letting systems define their worth. What elevates this beyond typical isekai fare is portraying magical intimacy as somatic practice rather than gamified consumption, with Kalen confronting how collector culture equated worth with throughput, while Alara creates sanctuary where his contradictions exist without diminishment, the relationship evolving through shared silences during affinity attunement bypassing performance, rhythms protecting both ecological integrity and psychological safety, and mutual defense against factions mistaking tenderness for inefficiency, supported by fellow collectors encoding suppressed trauma, indigenous spirits carrying intergenerational weight, and the world itself absorbing centuries of unspoken bargains, reinforcing that in extraction-based systems, tenderness toward process is technique, and presence is sustainable resource, with skill trees mirroring emotional integration and affinity bonds becoming metaphors for earned trust. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive descent into sacred symbiosis, with narrators embodying Kalen and Alara with remarkable distinction, sound design anchoring existential stakes through distant elemental whispers, rain against ancient bark, and hushed breath syncing with moments of clarity, pacing mirroring ecological cadence from deliberate reflection to surging awakenings, ultimately redefining Isekai LitRPG by centering male emotional labor within symbiotic frameworks and affirming that sometimes the most powerful act is choosing to collect slowly, honoring whole self even in landscapes shaped by consumption.